Hey all, this is Punk Stocks back with another DD video. This time it's on ticker symbol SAPX. They're an OTC pink current company. And first off, I'm going to give you this little disclaimer. This is not financial advice. This is simply some due diligence on a company. You may or may not be better at compiling due diligence than me. I do not claim to be the smartest person in the room, and take what I'm saying with a grain of salt. As always, do your own research. Let's get started. If we go to OTC markets, again, it's the Bible for OTC stocks. On the overview page, we see that SAPX, going down to the chart, back in January, basically the end of the first week of January, we peaked just over 0.006. We're currently sitting at 0.0033. So you're basically getting half off from the peak at this point. It has been making a nice little run. It started back in July. Okay. We're going to go to the company profile. Company profile, here we go. So this is the address, 3440 Oak Cliff Road, Suite 104 in Atlanta, Georgia. I have it pulled up on Google Maps. This is the building that address is in. It's a pretty nice looking building. If we go down to the actual map, if you were to zoom out, you would see that there's a lot of other video and film production. I also think music production as well in that area. And if you don't know, Atlanta has become a hotbed for film production. So they're in a good spot. If we go down, look at financial reporting. Right now, they're currently alternative reporting standard, meaning that they don't have audited financials. And I'm going to show you later on that that's about to change. Company officer is Jason Black. He's the CEO. And again, looking at this profile data, they are incorporated in the state of Wyoming under motion picture and video production. If we go to the Wyoming Secretary of State website, we will see that Seven Arts Entertainment is in fact an active company. It was their last filing, was on March 28, 2022. I already have that open, and we can see that the total common shares authorized shall be 1.8 billion with a par value of 0.0001. Again, that was signed back on March 14, 2022, and I will show you why that's important when we a little further down the road. Security details. Currently has a market cap just under $5 million. Current authorized shares, like we just said, is 1.8 billion, so it matches the Secretary of State website. Outstanding shares, 1.5 billion. And the float is just over 1.3 billion shares. If we look under corporate actions, we'll see that this is going back 2013 through 2014. We see a bunch of different symbol changes. It usually means there's some sort of action, and we'll see why later on. But that's SAPX to SAPXD. And if we go down to the bottom here, we'll see that there were some reverse splits that happened back in 2009 all the way through 2014. So that matches some of this data from 2013, 2014. Okay. All right, some of the news here. And this is some important stuff. Okay, the first link, which is July 19, 2022, we click on it here, and we see that Seven Arts Entertainment is uplisting from Pink Alternative Reporting to SEC Reporting, meaning that they're going to need audited financials. And further on down, it talks about that the company has engaged BF Borgers CPA to act as a company's auditor. That's great news. That means that it's a way to take a company a little more seriously, that their financials are actually going to be what they mean. They also talk about an update to a project that they're doing. I'm going to go down to the fourth paragraph. It says, as previously stated, the company is engaged in pitches and conferences with executives affiliated with HBO Max, Black Hall Studios, and Blumhouse Productions regarding its documentary film tentatively called Manspeaker. Since that time, additional major production companies have expressed similar interest in the film. The company has initial conferences pending with executives at Morgan Creek Entertainment this week. So they have a film tentatively called Manspeaker. It's definitely of interest that they have an ongoing project, right? If we go to a press release dated June 16th, 2022, it talks about how they took its 7.5% interest in a Los Angeles-based production company called Picture Pro LLC. It says Picture Pro's team has years of experience with a primary focus of raising capital for feature films through third-party financiers and executive producers. It says this access to funding will enable 7Arts to produce larger features and be much more competitive in the film industry. If we go to disclosures, I already have it open, but the latest quarterly report was for the period ending March 31st, 2022. So I'm going to open that up. Of note, I'm going to go down to page F8, which is right here. And part of what I just talked about in the news release is also covered here. So on January 31st, 2022, the company announced a new film project under development, a biopic revolving around a Grammy-nominated Los Angeles music icon who rose to prominence in the 1990s, which will start production in May of 2022. Okay, so that should be ongoing as of right now. We're going to go down to page F13. Okay, we talked about the common shares. So as of March 31st, 2022, the company has an authorized shares of 1.8 billion, right? We talked about that. However, just prior to that, they talk about July 1st, 2021, the company was authorized to issue up to 4.5 billion shares of common stock. So what happened to them? Well, if we look at on January 11th, 2022, the company bought back and canceled 2.5 billion shares of common stock from various shareholders. That's huge. Okay, I've been in the OTC world for a bit now, and I've seen a lot of these promises of, hey, we're going to do a share buyback, or we're going to cancel shares, or all this kind of stuff. Rarely does it happen. And to see a company that actually came through on that, that's pretty good stuff. Okay. Also in the quarterly report of interest, we get the history of 7Arts Entertainment. Okay. And that's going to be on page F7. It's worth a read. I'm going to just briefly go over it, but it started in 2002 by a person named Peter Hoffman. He was an independent motion picture production business. Initially, it was a NASDAQ company. They failed at some point to meet the requirement to stay over $1 share price, and they were taken to the OTC markets. Mr. Hoffman had been in and out of the business all the way up until June 4th, 2021. He was replaced by Jason Black as the CEO of the company. But Mr. Hoffman came in and out. It looks like maybe his family was involved as well. And this is when all the previous reverse splits happened. It also talks in here about some of the other film projects and music projects that they had. And we're talking at one point, the company had rights to some DMX music and Machine Gun Kelly music. So they actually had some pretty decent people that were working with them. So that's worth a read. So all this is worth a read. Understand that this is obviously an emerging growth company. And Mr. Black is obviously new to this company as well. So, or maybe not new to the company, but new as the management of the company. We plan on having an interview with Mr. Black coming up very soon. Obviously, I have a lot of questions about the current projects, what's gone on with the past projects, and the current status of SAPX. So it's going to be it should be pretty interesting based on what we know from this history. Let's go to the website. Website is pretty basic. Talks about their music and films. Under the music header here, again, it talks about Machine Gun Kelly, Adam Barber, Bone Thugs and Harmony, DMX. So they've worked with some pretty big people. If we go to the film link, we'll see that they've had at least 11 feature-length films that they've done in the past. And the music link is basically a link saying, hey, if you want to work with us, come work with us. I also noticed it was in one of the, I think it was in the news or filings, that they do have a music production facility in Las Vegas, Nevada. Nice website. It's pretty interactive. And that can be found at 7artsentertainment.com. 7artsentertainment.com. Let's go to their Twitter account. So this is their Twitter account. It's their account is SAPX _ the number 7 arts. They're pretty active on Twitter all the way through July 26th. The time of this recording that I'm doing right now, it's July 31st. One post of interest that I thought was pretty cool. It's a video. It's dated April 14th, and it's a walkthrough of their actual studio. It's an 8-minute video. But that being said, what I'm showing you right now on the screen, this is actually a giant LED wall. So they can bring in actors or even vehicles and basically make a moving production facility without having to drive a car anywhere. Pretty cool stuff. Some pretty decent technology they got. So that's SAPX. Again, 7 Arts Entertainment. We hope to have them on Tiger Discord in the next few weeks for an interview. I'm really looking forward to it to find out what's currently ongoing. This has been a production of Tiger Stock Discord. If you're looking for information on the OTC markets, OTC stocks in general, it's a great place to go and have a conversation. We're all pretty friendly in there. Again, my name is Punk Stocks. You can find me on Twitter at Punk Stocks. Thanks for joining me. I appreciate your time. Have a great day.